Mail time. Mail time. Mail time.
The mail's here. Come on. Bye, guys. Here's the mail. It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Got a bunch of new AN fittings and hose for the oil breather system and the fuel system. So the first line I'm going to redo is this one here that goes to the regulator. Currently it's just clamped, and I have noticed that the clamps, as they weaken off and the hose doesn't like it, they tend to weaken out a bit. So it wasn't leaking, but it was sort of weepy a bit, so I want to redo that with proper AN fittings on each side, no clamps. And I've gone and moved the catch can to this side. It was previously on this side. They just have it like the breathing down there somewhere, which wasn't very nice. Just stunk, so got it that side, and they're actually going to pipe it back into the front of the turbo. So the breathing will actually go into the front of the turbo, and that's all going to be just push lock hose, but with one fitting down the bottom there. But yeah, should be a bit nice. So I've got one line all made up. So here's my top fuel line. So that runs in between the regulator and the rail. It's the return. So now I'm remaking the fuel feed. So it goes from the fuel filter that I've got under there up to the back of the fuel rail. They're quite tricky. I've got a bung hand as well, so it's making it quite hard. Because they're only push lock, you have to use quite a bit of force to actually push the hose over the barb, which is proving fun. Got my vent hose from catch can back into the front of the turbo, so you've got a few bung in there, so that'll run down and up, and then I need to make the line that goes around the back to the top of the rocker cover. I got all the new lines on, so catch hand's now there, and new line going down the back of it to the rock cover. Put some heat stuff over it, so it's like a silicone with fiberglass blend. That's what I've got all my other lines covered in. Seems to work quite well, keeping the lines protected. And then the other end of it's going back into the front of the turbo. So I've got a fitting down in there, just so it breathes back into there. Yeah, nice ends on them. So they're just a cover, a cap with a clamp on them, so that makes them all tidy, makes it look apart. New fuel line. That's all AN fittings there to there, and AN fitting in the regulator. New one there as well that runs down to the fuel filter that's chilling down there. So yeah, no more CP fuel anywhere. It's all real nice. What else? No, I just did a timing test on it. So set the timing to 10 degrees on the ECU, put the timing light on it, make sure it's at 10, and then rev it through. to make sure it's all at 10, which it's all good, so it's always good to check. I never actually checked that, so good to know that it's holding 10 degrees and it's nothing funky's going on and no walking, so it's happy as. Yeah, this nice little connector here, it's just 2 cable ties to a piece of hose. So needed to 3D print some corners for the doors on the 86. So started with a few designs, but ended up with these. So they got a little latch on the bottom that latches into the door, a little pin that pushes into the door, and then just a 86 and a shed life and printed in. So I've gone and sanded them to tidy them up a bit because they start off a bit like that. So sanded them and now wipe it down with acetone, which sort of melts the plastic a bit and smooths it out and shines them up. So it should look pretty cool. I was missing the original one, so I thought, oh, why not 3D print some? So yeah, these were test dummy ones. I had the 86 actually exposed a bit, but that one ended up being backwards, which didn't really work. But they became a real prick to actually get off the base, because it prints its base that it sits on. So as you can see here, it's actually stuck to it, which is just being a pain to get off. So it was easier to actually sink them in, and the print would actually print fine.